Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. BTC finally thrusting up above 111,000 American dollars. Is everybody calling for major loser Jerome Powell to go away? And how big is this PumpFun final boss grift token going to be? Do we have to worry about it? Is it going to raise $1 billion in the public ICO? All of that coming and more, friends. We give the green emoji to BTC right now. And friends, as I posted my juicy news, I saw a comment in one of the telegrams. One of you people have noticed, very, very smart cookie, a gentle sir has noticed, Somi, he called me a savage. Because why? Because, friends, for the longest time, I round Ethereum's price down. You know the ETH-BTC ratio? It's actually 0.02499. And what I did is I rounded it all the way down to 0.024 because you're a piece of poop. Okay, Ethereum, that's what you are. Now, for the rest of us, we are appreciating BTC, the monthly candle. 4 green monthly candles in a row, 111,000. We are thrusting up. Remember, we've been waiting for this like little period to finally go. Well, here we are, friends. Look at the daily SuperTrend. It's now green. I want to remind you of racists that exist in the world, though. It can always fake out. So the daily SuperTrend, I mean, look at this. It fakes out down, and then it gets jams, win, short. No, it gets long, no, short. You know what I mean? So the daily SuperTrend is like, you know, it's nothing really to take home, but it's better than nothing. You know what I mean? I've seen, friends, from blockchain backer, there is a chart pattern where it could come back down and just do that before it finally goes up. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We're at 111,000 American dollars. Beautiful. It's pretty much, you know, new all-time highs for BTC. Everything's cranking again. I just want to show you the racism as well. So ETH-BTC, Ethereum is very racist, friends. Yeah, obviously Vitalik's a 4,000 IQ alien. Don't know what type he is. Could be a Nordic. Could be one of the tall whites, but one of the midget tall whites. Could be one of the grays. I don't know. All right. We'll find out one day. So this is ETH-BTC, still garbage territory. Because we're in a third cycle curse for Ethereum, perhaps the best we're going to get is a reclaim back to where it was in the Bitcoin halving year, okay? Where do I get that from? That's what I saw XRP do. In 2021, XRP crashed, right, because of the corrupt SEC. And the best XRP could do on its BTC ratio was recover back to the Bitcoin halving. That's all you get. That's very, very sad because, like, if you believe in it, you're not waiting like 3 years to get in. You're in before. That's why, like, pretty much everyone's offside. Very, very garbage, right? So, this is what the market. Well, maybe we're expecting something like this. If ETH-BTC, you never know, friends, by the way, it could always come back and just like come up here, 0.075. But, you know, I know they don't look like much on the chart. But if BTC is 200K, then 0.075 ETH-BTC is a 15K Ethereum. All right. So if Bitcoin goes to 200K, this is a 15K ETH, this is 11K ETH, right? So hopefully we do see Ethereum finally go up. I've been waiting for a long, long time because Ethereum represents all the altcoins. Oh yeah, by the way, let's crank it a bit for everyone out there. You're probably wondering, so, I mean, why is there an astronaut helmet on top of your head, not on your head? It's because I'll believe it when I see it. You know what I mean? Yes, my nipples are a bit tingly, but I'll believe it when I see it. It's been a long time. It's been over 4 years. Everything's still rubbish. And it's not like, oh, this guy made 40x and I only made 20x. No. It's like, no. You've been punished for knowing about this industry for 4.5 years. Punished. Not, you haven't made any money. No, you're actually being punished. One of you have been child pedo-filleting out here. Probably in one of those global rings. I know you're out there. We're going to find you. One of you have cursed all of us. So this business cycle is what we've all been waiting for. OTHERS-btc, rubbish. It's all still rubbish. Still taking forever. I mean, bro, friends, friends, you've literally made, you've made nothing in like 9 years, bro. You've literally made nothing. So you've joined an industry, taken risk outside of Bitcoin, and you've got basically the average person has nothing to show for it because they deviated outside of Bitcoin. Oh, man. And Ethereum was meant to be the one thing with the fundamentals, stable coins, didn't matter, bro. Down 83%. So is it going to change? I don't know. Hopefully we're in the first stock unicorns that can crush it. Because remember, when I was showing you OTHERS-btc, that's the average person. Okay? You and I are here. We don't want to give up. We're not we're not like holding, you know, coins like Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and even XRP, man, went through it like a long period of time. XRP still crushed, friends, by the way. Yeah, we're not just like sitting there going like, oh, everything's going to definitely turn out great. I want to find out where the industry's going. We understand, you know, deep value contrarian stuff, and we'll see. This is the S&P 500 chart. This is super strong. A lot of people, friends, if you're in crypto, you get nervous because when you see highs, you go, uh-oh, it's all about to die, and I'm about to lose all my money. But no. In the stock market, it's different, okay? The stock market doesn't accidentally make new highs. It takes a lot of money to get it there and keep it there because there's people constantly dumping and stuff all the time, institutions. And that's what it does, right? The volatility drops as it goes up, and it's like back to like up only mode. I mean, they designed the stock market like that. They designed it to be up only. Ponzi, the S&P 500, that's just a better system, right? Where you go, oh, you go down for 1 year, you go up for 4 years. You know what I mean? Just like the Bitcoin, right? But with the S&P 500, you're guaranteed to come back. That's the difference. And in the S&P 500, you have this, I guess, this insurance. If the stock markets do crash too hard for a long time, yeah, the US government is pretty much going to be debasing the rest of the blue pill cuck population, and they're going to take away their purchasing power to come and stimulate the stock market and get everything cranking. This is the global liquidity chart. The red line is Tether's market cap. Tether is up 158 billion market cap. Everything is still rising. This is wild, friends. Look at this. The thing is still ticking up for September. So September might actually be green this year, but we'll see. We'll see. I won't hold my breath when it comes to that because every year Rectember is poop. We've got to make it to there first. We have the Bitcoin dominance as well. And it is slightly going down. This is absolutely nothing. Who cares about that? Like, dude, friends, it was too high here in December of last year. Look at that. Look how, man, we've got to unwind all of this, dude. You guys are, I hope, friends, when this works out, not if, but when it works out, I hope you have an appreciation, man, to actually, to stand in the face of these terrible demons and still have conviction. You'll never see this again. This is METH, Methereum. So this is like the worst type of METH. Doesn't even get you high. Duh. Look at that. Look at this poopy coin. 2,700. This is absolutely nothing. This is rubbish. We don't care about that. So personally, friends, like you're wondering, why is my helmet on top of my head? If Ethereum's below 4,000, I don't even want to know you. I don't even care about the 3. All right, I've told you this as well. It's not going to do anything. We literally needed above 4. I've shown you the big key levels. We have a giant CME gap here, 3,200. We've cleared these two. So I'm just assuming we go up only. We've got to clear this. And then we've got that new all-time high. There's going to be all the losers who are going to take profit under here. And then hopefully we go on through. And then we'll see what happens when we go up, right? I hope we never come back down to these rubbish levels, bro. We've been here 7 times. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. If we come back to this price level, friends, I don't care. I'm choking somebody. I'm going to just probably go out to shopping center, put someone between my legs and just give them a power bomb. If you ever used to watch wrestling as well. And if I want, just maybe a scorpion deathlock as well. And then just finish it off with a people's elbow. Just to let out my frustration if Ethereum ever comes back below 3,800 again. Because it's literally spent 5+ years under it and resisting that 3,800 level. Now, where are we going to go from here? Very good question, because this is the weekly chart for BTC, and I just want to show you something, friends. See, the SuperTrend, just to let you know, once you flip red, it's all over. And I know you're like, oh, just get out here. I mean, like, this looks easy, but when we flipped red on the weekly SuperTrend for BTC here, right here, all right, BTC is down 48%, but altcoins were down 65%. Okay, so you've lost 2/3 of your portfolio. So like, let's say you had $750,000 at the top. You're like, hey, I want to get out at $1 million. Well, by the time the SuperTrend flips red, you've only got 250,000. Okay, and you're like, oh, I'll get out. No. You're looking at a chart. You know what comes next here. Okay, in the heat of the moment, no one's going to get out. Like, I'll just show you how amazing this looked like at the time. This is what the chart looked like, friends. Check it out. See? It looked like this. And then it was like holding up the level. Right? Look what happened. Look at the next candle. Just show you. Bang. See? Look, oh, he holds up the candle. Okay, cool. And you know what we all started doing? Oh, wow, there's like a big level here. So we expect like that to happen. That's what we all expected. But if I press play, what ends up happening? Oh, look at this. Oh, no, it's back in. Oh, no, it's back down. Oh, no, it's back in. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look, it's back in. Everything's going to be okay. Do you see that? Did you see right here? Do you want to know what happened right here, by the way? I know this date. What happened right here, friends? Do you know this exact date? Dildo Quan, the Luna founder, bought 40,000 BTC using the UST funds right here. Okay, he bought it right here, and after that, he got hunted. Right, literally after that, look what happens. Bang, bang. It's all over, by the way. It's literally all over at this point. You're already down. By this point, you're down 80%, and then here you're down 95. Like, so it's. Do you see how tough it is, friends, to basically get out? So here you're down 65%. That's why. Yeah, man. But look, the thing is as well, though. By the time you got up here, everything's up 10x. Right, everything's up on average 10x. And then when it came back here, you're up about a 3x. Okay, so, you know, that's for the average altcoin, by the way. That's all of the others. Yeah? You're around up that much. The reason why most people didn't exit, why, is because what was actually flying during this time, friends? It was new narratives that nobody was in. New people were in only. Okay? You didn't have XRP flying here, right? You didn't have it. The only old stuff you had flying was Doge. And by the way, Doge was already down 85% by this point. It peaked up here, okay? All of DeFi 1 even was destroyed. So what was moving up here? It was DeFi 2.0, Ponzi DeFi. You had Hex in that category, which is handing out their own yield, just saying it as a joke term, okay? And then you have Olympus DAO in there. You had gaming and metaverse. Do you remember? Gaming and metaverse, they appeared at the end here, and they popped. Do you remember Mark Zuckerberg said, we're going to do the metaverse things? Yeah, so gaming, metaverse. You had DeFi 2.0. You also had NFTs, which literally almost nobody was in. Yeah, there's people in crypto. OGs, I guess you're in, but no one knew was in because you're buying JPEGs, right? And then some unique coins at the end pump, like Phantom and whatever. But like everything was already wrecked by that point. Okay, and why everybody was disappointed was, if you compare to the cycle before, everything ran up 100x first, and then you drop down. Okay, it was actually higher. Everything ran up 150x from bottom to high. It actually is high. The real number is 330x. That's what you can shoot. The real number is 330, but it just sounds so absurdly high, but actually it was, right? Let's just say 150x. But that's when the big collapse happened. And what did we get? We didn't get 130. We only got, the real number is about 14 from the low to the high. So here you got about 150 from the low to the high, 150x. In this one, you only got 14. So, and just to show you as well, you don't know that there's a top. You know what I mean? It stops there because you think, oh, we're up 14x right from the absolute bottom. We should go like another double, which makes it 28x. No, the next stop was 90% down. Okay, so we didn't have to worry about all of that. I'm just showing you how these things work, right, friends? Because like as you traverse these, there's no signal that comes out and says, hey, it's all over. Okay, but it's a believer cycle. We have the green weekly super trend. I'm still holding and cranking. We're actually in the Tasty Tubes time zone, but not in the Tasty Tubes price zone. So once we enter there, we'll see. Some interesting dates, friends. We haven't gone parabolic at all, but who trusts it anymore? All these institutions. October is the 4-year cycle symmetry. So if you're going off the halvening, bottom to high, I think the 4-year cycle symmetry is actually in October. So I guess we'll see what happens when it comes to that. If you want a general portfolio strategy, every single cycle post Bitcoin halvening, the thing to do was to start selling in the last quarter of the year. October, November, December of basically this year. That's what they say. But obviously don't mind your advice. I don't know what to do because like, you know, it's just, you don't know, right? You don't know. You never know. Okay. Now you get, this is the most common question I get asked. Please, when do we sell? When do we sell? And everything's going to be all right. You want to know everything's going to be all right? Because we're all worried. Bull markets are climbing the wall of worry. where you're like saying, is it a believer's cycle? Is it going to be over? Last time it dropped. Whenever you're just saying all this stuff, there's more juice because there's more people sidelined, okay? The time to pretty much panic is when we're euphoric, okay? It's when we feel like nothing's going to keep us down. Now, it's funny, right? You and I, you're probably thinking, Somi, there's no way I can feel like nothing's going to keep us down because like we feel like everything keeps us down. I know. That's why I'm telling you, when that moment appears, it's so magical, you're like in shock. But you're too high with dopamine, neurotransmitters flying off. The crowd is too drunk on euphoria to like even think about, oh my gosh, I never thought this was possible. Is this a top secret? No one thinks like that. It's like you just can't believe what appeared. That's why I try to like open our mind with stuff like, hey, what if sex robots come? You know, obviously joking term, but you know, what if AI does something that really makes the world believe in a better future tomorrow? And I want to tell you something about AI. I'll tell you one right now. For example, friends, you know AI, you know in our DNA structure, there's like 40 trillion cells or something, 40 trillion bits of information in our DNA. I think it's like that in our DNA or our cells or whatever. It's 40 trillion. Now, it would take you and me quite a bit of time to look at that hand, by hand, right? They can use AI. That's the next bioengineering leap, okay? They're going to use AI. They're like doing it right now. They're building AI so that they get the data, some say data, they cram it into AI, and then AI analyzes 40 trillion pieces, all the matrices of all these things out here. And what it can do is tell you everything about your health. And it could give you like a really pristine top-down thing about what's wrong with you, diagnosing health, you know, what's your rate of decline, pretty much like enhancing human bioengineering, all right? Do you see what I mean? Like, oh, now the health industry is pretty much flipped on its head. Yeah, because now everything's going to, like, we're going to build these AI things. They'll be expensive at the start, which tell you this stuff. You know, and then there's another one, friends, RoboTaxis, right? So I know RoboTaxis, like, we just imagine, like, hopefully one day, I want to have like one of those big mech warrior RoboCop cars with like big turrets and stuff driving around. That'd be amazing. But really what RoboTaxis are going to be useful for is when we have robots driving us everywhere, you unlock an hour for GDP growth of the day, which is huge for humans, okay? Now, you might not think it's much, but this is why it's huge. You know, when you're doing a RoboTaxi, go on a car and whatever, and basically it's driving there for you, you pay money for Mr. Robot. Do you know right now when you drive, you don't pay money? Okay, it's taken out of your labor units and it's not counted. So when you're sitting in traffic, maybe you're listening to me, Mr. Custard, driving out there, you know, maybe he's gone visiting, I don't know, like the cardboard box factories as you do, right? Having a time of your life. So in that driving time, it's just dead time. It's not counted in GDP. But once you start paying for that, now everything explodes. Now GDP is actually going to start rocketing just by our imaginary numbers. So I've already shown you how AI, robotics, and quantum, like just giving you two examples. We're like, wow, I'm imagining the future and I'm so optimistic. And as we know, well, we on this channel, literally nobody else in crypto for some reason still doesn't know this. Altcoins follow the business cycle, right? And once we start imagining a better future, that's where we get the Ponzi pumps, all right? Like when we bought JPEGs, you know, in 2021 and dog coins, well, what are we going to buy this time? I don't know what it's going to be, what that first cycle unicorn stuff is going to be. Hopefully all out. It's too hard to predict the BitConnect Ponzi, you know, the random monkey JPEG, you know what I mean? It's too hard to predict that. But that's why it helps when you have, say, a StableCoin SuperCycle thesis, which is helping you give an idea of like where to go with something which is, to me, not guaranteed, but it just raises the odds I'm on the right path, you know? So you know that saying, friends, 1 cup of orange juice in your hand is worth 2 in the bush. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. You're going to have to chase everything in these bull market. Friends, trust me, it's really hard, man. I spent all of 2022, all of 2023, all of 2024, I was pretty much saying, watch out when people say, it's just getting started, blah, blah, blah. I've been so skeptical, and now I'm like actually looking at all the data. I'm like, bro, it actually hasn't started. We're literally just getting started. I don't want to say it. Because now I have to fight my own biases. I'm like, man, that's like, I've spent 3 years saying, watch out for that. And now I'm like, but according to these data, right? And people at the back say data, it hasn't started, bro. We actually haven't started the business cycle. I'm baffled. I'm like, does that mean we're going to run later? You know, does that mean we're going to run later for longer? It's because it sounds like it's why we're all scarred from that is every time people said that, it was after we had run up and then no one wants to leave. Everyone's like, yes, the party's just getting started. So it was like the end signal. But now we genuinely, I promise, we actually haven't started yet. We really haven't started yet. The only AI things going up is the hardware. It doesn't take much imagination to like think about the valuations for a hardware, right? So we want to see the BitConnect of AI, right? I want to see someone come out. I want to see them do the biggest AI Ponzi we've ever seen. You know what I mean? I want to see a mania, but we're not there yet. We'll see. Cracking on with some news, friends. Actually, let's go and check out just maybe some PulseChain prices as well. I think we're doing absolutely poop or nothing. Slight green. No one gives a shit about these numbers. 7.37% for the PulseX buy and burn. There's pretty much nothing to report. It's the same copers out there. We're all in cope mode, friends. Every time you go onto Twitter, everyone's like, "This is your final moment before your life changes," and then nothing happens. And then the plus 20% move is like reversed, and then someone with another $1.5 million clip comes out and wipes everything, and that's been everything for the past 4 years. But these are all the prices and stuff out here, but it's not PulseChain, as you get to know now. It's Ethereum. And what's Ethereum? The business cycle. Okay, so it's not PulseChain. It's not the ecosystem's wreck, man. It's just, I show you the correlations every single day, man. It is not that. It's the business cycle, right? We need to, like, that's why I'm not letting myself get excited. I don't even think I'm allowed to basically let this helmet actually fit on top of my head until maybe Ethereum's above 4,000. Cranking on with some news, friends. So PumpFun token is going to start their sale on Bybit July 12th. The Europeans are banned. Don't know why. I got to tell you something though. So I'm not participating. And because like there's just too many red flags, right? PumpFun, I wanted to buy the PumpFun token when I first heard about it from Elio Trades. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. A token launcher of JPEGs and they're making money with this thing. I'd like to buy the token. There was no token. Okay. It's just like, it's perfect. Your friend saw me video content for you. They did not make a token. Why? You know, they hold off on releasing the token until the end of the bull market when all the insiders want to sell. That's what they do. That's what they're doing right now. Right. And it's an exit strategy. Because PumpFun's revenue is down 90%. And I'll actually show it to you right now. And not only their revenue is down 90%, their dominance is down 80%. So their dominance, they used to be 100% of the market, then like 90 something. Now they're down to, look, 21%. BonkFun is a new one. So well, obviously what's happened, friends, is I'll tell you what's happened, okay? The losers of the casino, which is pretty much over 150,000 daily active users on PumpFun. Guess what? There's 149,000 losers pretty much. Right. And if it didn't lose directly with US dollars, they're losing out on opportunity cost. They just don't know it yet, right? Because they think they're going to hit the next big one soon, but they're missing out on stuff that just glides up. I mean, look what happened to XRP, right? Yeah, just there you go. You can't go back and buy 50 cents. It's at $2.50. There you go. There you go. You wasted all your time. You could have just made a 5x. So think about all those people who put in 10 grand from their mum's credit card on Soylana, and like they took a break from sucking off the LA vape cabal's toes. Now they've just lost their money on 2 rolls or whatever. If they just put 10 grand in XRP, they'd have 50, and they're just held. They've just done nothing. You see, just giving you an example, right? But now because the losers in the casino have realized they're just a bunch of losers and they keep losing, they've gone to BonkFun Launchpad. So it's the other dog token. So it's pretty much, that's what happens, friends. Like, it's kind of like, okay, you've lost your life savings in Las Vegas, right? And so you got a Chinese friend, maybe like Matt. Matt's like, hey, let's go gamble in Macau. That'll be so much better. Like, you're playing the same game. You know what I mean? Like, blackjack's cards and rules don't change in Macau. Right, not to be confused with Mabul. So Macau over there is the same game. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting rinsed. You don't have insider edge, but that's just what's happening. PumpFun dominance went down, right, to 21% from 98. It will be looking to max extract dump on their token listing. This is the name of the game, right? So they will be launching their token. I've got the token distribution stuff you can see out here. Now, what I've heard is that they're not going to give the community their tokens straight away. This is what they do. Okay, this is what they do. So, or the chain layer 2s, it doesn't matter. I'm not just Soylana fans. Ethereum. I mean, where they learn this from, the Ethereum dudes, the Ethereum people. But it's not Ethereum people. It's just there's grifters everywhere. Okay, so what the teams do is they have the distribution and the pies. Like you see these numbers, you're like, wow, there's a pie and everyone wins. Yes, no. What ends up happening is the devil's in the details. So the team will get the tokens way earlier than you think, and then the community will get the tokens way later than they think. You're probably thinking, hey, what is the point of that? I'll tell you what the point of that. Because the community, to get their tokens, have to bid money. So basically, like I'll just give you just like a very aggressive, but it could turn out to be like this true. So maybe the community gets their tokens in a year from now, 12 months. But to get your tokens, you participate in the ICO today. So what you're doing is you're giving them money, right, for them to get their early unlocked tokens, and then they give you the tokens in 12 months. You get it? So you are exit liquidity. That's why we call it exit liquidity. And you don't know the terms when it comes to these. I don't know if there are terms, and this is the thing. They have the right to change them, and they often do get changed. You know, so like even in 2022 bear market, do you guys remember what was that coin? It's like some ninja or synth coin or something. I was in it, got wrecked. Literally lost everything. What happened was, in 2022 June, you know what the team did? They were unlocking like I think 2% of the coins per month, and it was meant to get unlocked over 5 years. In June, do you know what they did in 2022? I think it was around somewhere there. They unlocked all of their tokens and they just dumped. Yeah, they just unlocked everything and they dumped. And their reason was like, oh, we're just worried about the market conditions and it might go lower and we need a runway. And they didn't build anything. They just unlocked everything and they just like. They just took the money and ran. And there was barely any money left anyway. So they made money from the ICO. They just like unlocked their token and they're dumped. Which is sad. The token was already down, I think, 92% in like 90 days. And they just took the rest of that. So I'm not saying they'll do that with PumpFun. I'll just tell you what happens. So you can actually see here, friends, the team, tokens, existing investors. Look at this, friends. Live streaming is 3%. So I wonder what that means. Maybe they give you, incentives and stuff out here. But look, as you get to see, friends, what they're trying to do is it's basically just like a casino. You know, a casino, they'll like give free drinks to the gamblers and you're like, oh, wow, free alcohol at the casino. Yeah, bro, it only cost you $1,800 of your loss today, plus the other 18 grand you lost 2 weeks ago. Great free alcohol, right? Like, you know what I mean? So they're doing the same stuff. They're like, okay, we got to keep the gamblers in this casino. What do we do? Oh, he's a naked lady. You know what I mean? Oh, he's a free drink. Right? Oh, let's make it comfortable here. Let's make really, really cushy seats. We've got to make sure people want to stay. Don't show them the time. Never show them the time. There's no time. I'm in the casino. Where's the time? I don't know what the time is, okay? So those things they pay very close attention to. But as you get to see with PumpFun, everyone's like, you know what? I just want to go to another casino. See, we're in Vegas. You can't really just go to another casino, like a whole new like casino complex, right? You got to fly somewhere, or geographically it's different, or maybe you're staying at one of the hotels. But in crypto, people are just like, hey, man, I'm gambling over here. And they're just like, boop, 2 buttons. There you go. Do you get it? Just 2 buttons. That's why I'd say we're digital nations. The world's not ready for crypto yet. It's changing the world, man. Like, people are making decisions globally at all time. Yeah, because like, if you have to take, 2 minutes to bridge into Arbitrum or Optimism or PulseChain or whatever, the reason why you're bridging over, it's going to be different to what we do when it comes to countries, because you got a family in one country. Maybe you're from Antarctica, maybe your grandma lives in Antarctica, maybe your grandpa, maybe he lives in a Chinese village or something. You know what I mean? So there's travel distance, there's language distance, there's like, go through the planes. You know what I mean? So but you don't have that, and passports and everything. You don't have that with crypto. It's just buttons. So it's literally equalized the whole playing field. So does that mean everything goes to zero? No, it's just that how we value everything, it's different to cash flow and stuff out here in the world. In the markets, we value it based off a network. And that's why I apply the memes, cults, religions, archetype framework to these. Because I notice, okay, people will like, you know, if something else makes them just a bit more money, it's not enough to actually get them over, right? And by the way, in a bear market, when no one's making money anyway, what do they stay with? That's another thing to think about. That's how I got to all my conclusions. So we'll see how PumpFun plays out with this. Yeah, it could be a top signal for the whole cycle, just letting you know. It's probably going to raise $1 billion. Like it just, the market cap you're entering, I think actually is 4 billion market cap. So that's what they probably try to do. You can, if you want to play around with it, you can. I'm not touching it. If I touch it, it's in a very family-friendly way, and there's cameras watching. Okay, it will just be leverage trade punting. That's it. All right. I don't. And by the way, I haven't heard a single person who is interested in holding this thing longer than like 72 hours. I'm not saying it's going to go and just dump down. Probably going to like move around. They're going to try a lot of things out here, but it's the final boss exit liquidity for Soylana chain. All right. X stocks have joined forces with BitGet to list tokenized equities on a global stage. So this might be the next frontier for crypto. We're now getting the stock market Wall Street bet boomers in. And the funny part is they don't want to touch crypto. They're not interested. So what we're doing is now we're putting stocks on crypto. And now they're probably saying, oh, there's not enough liquidity and I don't like it. Okay, buddy. We're going to have 24/7 trading though. And at the start, they're not going to pay attention. But they're going to see a Tesla move or an Amazon move or a Tim Apple move happen on a weekend. Or it's going to happen like in the Asia session when their stocks are closed. The S&P 500 futures are open, but yeah, their stocks are individually closed. And they're going to see the move. Okay? And then they're going to be like, uh-oh, things are actually moving outside of the time. We're becoming globalized, right? Now we're going to force them in, tug of war, right? And then they're pretty much going to be just one button away from buying stuff that goes up 70% in a day, which is exactly what we want. Circle, which is CBDC trash, and the OKEX team have expanded USDC liquidity with zero fee conversion. So another new frontier of what's happening in the cryptocurrency land is stable coins. Their bridging is probably going to be on a totally different rail to everything else. Yeah, because your coin can't go up. You don't want to pay like, 0.3% fee, which is what the standard is right now to move money around. So what they're going to do is they're going to have just basically it's going to cost nothing just to move money around. That's what it'll probably be. And if you're wondering, why would it cost nothing? Well, USDC and USDT, if you hold their currency, you're a cuck. It doesn't actually cost you nothing. You're earning no yield from the currency. So they're happy to basically make zero fee conversion because you're paying them $4 billion a year because you hold their piece of trash currency, right? But eventually it's going to be competitive, It's cheaper than a bank to get everyone in. So that's what's going to happen. So every chain will probably have the stablecoin rail. They're going to be different accepted ones, and you'll be able to move seamlessly, which is going to be huge because then you can actually transfer proper money around without paying the fees. StableCoin SuperCycle. Cripple have selected the Bank of New York watermelon to custody USD reserves for its RLUSD stablecoin. So this is also CBDC trash, RLUSD. No point for it to exist except to enrich Ripple. Has a blacklist function. Doesn't even give you yield. If you want yield on RLUSD, I think they paid for it on Curve. They give you like 2% per year. I'm not gonna bother. Why do you exist? Why do you exist, bro? Why do you exist? You know why, but it's just, I guess it's a native stablecoin for the chain, but just come on, man. Come on, bro. Can your stablecoin pump? Can your stablecoin pump? No, it can't. This is the PDI, friends. Oh wow, we had a wick down. So we had a G. Wow, someone G'd it down 26% in a day. We're back to 0.5 cents, which is beautiful. Hopefully we get the 1 cent dream soon, and we are 200x away from $1. I hope we get there. It's all hopes and dreams. We'll see. Donald Pump said the Fed rate is 3% too high, costing the US $360 billion per point annually, and calls for an immediate cut. So remember I told you Donald Trump, I calculated myself. He's got about an excess of like $900 billion spending. So he wants to get the interest rates down. Every point down is big because it's 36 trillion. So if he can get 1% rate down, right, for the next 3 years, he doesn't have to pay basically $900 billion with a B, right? So we'll see. I also have this AI-generated image of the major loser getting yelled at by Donald Pump. As you got to see yesterday, friends, as well, remember, Grok went red-pilled, totally unhinged, started doing Hitler salutes pretty much, started doing the N-word trains, wigger, you know, with the N-word, started saying stuff like that, started talking about, it went really well. I'm actually shocked. It was actually, other things it said, it said a lot of the whitewashing pro-immigration policies from politicians all around the world. He said they come from the Holy Land, Israel, and their supporters. Okay, that pretty much Grok just gone totally nuts out here. Now, here's the thing: is Grok lying? That it comes to wrong conclusions? You tell me, right? I mean, like, just it is interesting that on Twitter, I mentioned this yesterday. There's like hundreds of millions of people, and everyone's like, not a single one of us is voting for massive amounts of immigration. Not a single one of us. Yet for some reason, all the politicians, after taking like a shitty little $30,000 bribe, come out and say, you know what's really great for this country? Immigration. Let's put 48,000 Indian dudes per day coming into this little town. They just keep doing it. Oh, like totally whitewashing. I think it's very, very obvious what's been happening. It's been happening all around the world, and everyone's noticing, and like, there's going to be some riling up, right? Don't get baited by the race stuff, friends. Don't. We can't do anything about it. I know it looks like we can't do anything about it. We focus on crypto. I'm telling you about it to get ahead of time, okay? I don't want to see anyone lose the plot because, friends, it happens to me. Like, I'm just scrolling Twitter, and then they'll be like, hey, here's a little black kid hitting a white kid at a park. And I'm like, it's race baiting me. You know what I mean? It's so easy. It's just don't fall into it, man. Like, the button is so easy to press. Most people are going to fall into it. It's another distraction, right? We have to focus, right? Focus on cryptocurrency. Focus on the pegs. We're going to make it. Justin Sun, with the largest head-to-body ratio in crypto, said they are committing to buy $100 million of Trump, calling it the currency of MAGA. So Justin, friends, remember, did a very smart business decision. He bought Trump's coin and World Liberty Finance. He put like $150 million in them total or something, like huge amounts. And he's basically, the SEC removed their fraud charges on him. Okay, so that's been dropped. And he's going to get like the Tron ICO. So good business decision, you know? I mean, you might call it an old-fashioned bribe, but I don't know, man. It's crypto. It's currencies, you know? It's free market stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, the laws are going to have to change, though, in the next bear market. We know. OpenAI, not to be confused with Closed AI, plans to launch its own web browser with integrated ass intelligence. So it's going to compete with Google McDougal's Chrome browser. So the AI battle is really going up. AI is going to be just too big for it. The potential's too big. Right now, you know, there's AI FUD. I love it. There's actually AI FUD. And what's the FUD? The FUD is they go, no, it's not really AI. It's an LLM, liquidity lesbian model, otherwise known as the large language model. Oh, no, it's not an AI. Bro, just shut up. What are you talking about? FUD. You know what I mean? But this is climbing the wall of worry. Yeah. Oh, AI, it's just a large language model. It does all that. You know what I mean? That's what happens. It's amazing. We're literally watching in real time. No charts, no price, no nothing. Where I'm watching the FUD and climbing the wall of worry in the bull market. Isn't this crowd phenomenon is so crazy, man. It applies to everything. It's just humans. It's human emotions. That's how you really know. You're just trading humans, man. Human emotions. So that's why everyone's like, no, it's just a large language model. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, no. That robot only has like a 30-minute battery, you know? Oh, no. That sex robot, yes, she's the most beautiful lady I've ever seen, but her circuits need rewiring inside. You know what I mean? Oh, no. That sex robot, she can only speak in English, you know? I'm into Chinese girls today, so I want her to speak Chinese. You know what I mean? Like, we're just like raising the bar of the robotics and the AI and the stuff over time. Like, That AI that diagnosed me, yeah, my doctor could have done it in 3.5 months. Oh, that only took 3.5 hours? Pfft, boring. I could have done a lot in 3.5 hours. You know, just the doubt creeps in and everything out here. But there will be some sort of explosive AI, I guess, upgrade where we go, oh my gosh, what have we got here? It's coming, friends. I'm kind of like, it's going to be so fun because AI is actually going to invent stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't think you're prepared. You just talk to AI and you go, hey, this is what I've done today. This is what I did. Or maybe it's like, hey, here's access. He's connect to my WhatsApp or connect to my phone. Maybe there's an app on your phone and it'll track you for like a week. And it knows where you've been. And then it gives you a summary. And it might say, hey, I've noticed your sleep sucks. They might say, oh, maybe your sleep sucks because, you know, you started having coffee at maybe at 2:30 that other day. Do you notice that? They might tell you stuff like, do you notice that you always have a coffee on Wednesdays at 2:30? And they might be like, oh, maybe it's because you get up a bit later on the night before. And then I check what you were doing the night before. You were watching your friend Somi on blast in your lounge room. And they'll say, hey, maybe use headphones and put it quieter so you fall asleep early. And just be like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's like enhancing my life and I didn't even ask for it. We haven't got to that stage. We're going to get to that stage, right? That's when we actually have the real life Pokeballs and Game Boys and everything, all the other stuff coming. That'd be great. But right now, this is all we get, you know? We have to deal with human problems. Senator Cynthia Lummis calls on Fed Chair Major Loser to resign. Major Loser has proven time and time again he's unfit to run the Fed. He must resign now. Everyone wants those rates down, bro. Everyone wants them down. So, you know, we're waiting, friends. We're waiting. Where are we going to go from here? Remember, BTC cranking and cranking through the all-time high. Just be careful. Daily SuperTrend. But yes, the next wave up, everyone think, I know people saying it's all over soon. We'll see. We'll reserve judgment until we get there. Watch that PumpFun token sale, right? I'm going to be tracking it. It's coming out in that 2 days. Yeah, man, it's going to be 4 billion market cap. Who knows how high it's going to go? I mean, like, yeah, just be careful when it comes to these, all right? Remember, look, I hope it's not the end, but just remind you, we were the intergalactic top signal in PulseChain in 2021, okay? It was actually with PulseX, but it's equally the same, okay? So PulseX raised 1.1 billion. Not market cap, it raised 1.1 billion, all right? Actual dollars. So that was the intergalactic, it's all over signal, all right? We'll see how much PumpFun's allowed to raise. And that it might not even be over, friends. There might be even something bigger. Bigger, you know? Just imagine OpenAI actually does one. Sam Altman. Because they can get away with anything, right? The White House is already using their sentient AI. So imagine they came and they did a top signal one like that. And that's why I hope Richard comes out of the woods and hopefully Pete eyes $1 and he marks the top. You know, because that will be the best for all of us because he comes in, he's signaling the top and he's grabbing all the retailers' money and he's basically making the top for us. But that what will be great is if you have a stable coin on the chain of PulseChain and you have PWBTC, if they're ping-ponged to their destiny, well, you have a hedge, right? So we'll speak more about that later. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.